welcome to Elektro Vox again. I'm here with iVardensphere. As you can see, we're in the coolest and nicest of places for an interview. So guys, I've been told that, Scott, you are indeed the heart of the band. What would the rest of you consider yourselves to be?
That question would be directed at Scott.
The mouth. The mouth of iVadensphere. The anus. The hands of iVadensphere.
Yeah.
The penis of iVadensphere.
Yes.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. The swan-like neck.
The mouth. The
swan-like neck. Like guitar neck, right?
No, he's definitely...
Think calf muscles.
The calf muscles. The calf muscles.
Like very supportive.
I can live with this.
Forward muscles.
Definitely.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have come over, well, some of you guys come over from Canada for this, for Beat Cancer. So was it a long flight? Did you have a lot of problems? And do you enjoy playing in this country as much as you enjoy interviews in the toilet?
Yes to all of the above. The trip over was interesting. The second we got to the airport, they told us that the flight was overbooked, so 3 of the 4 of us that were flying would be shipped off to Germany rather than coming straight into London. So we get to Germany and we find that there's a strike from Lufthansa, the airline there, and so we ended up having to spend the night there. And I woke up and found out there was a bodybuilding convention there. So breakfast was filled with nothing more than these like, beefcakes walking around, beefcaking each other.
They weren't dressed in leather, were they?
I'm fucking mad. Look at me fucking look all serious and eat my eggs.
2 pounds of eggs are nothing.
But were they all dressed in leather?
No. Sadly,
no.
It would have been infinitely more better if they had been all dressed leather and hats, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And where did the name iVadensphere come from?
That is comes from the time I used to DJ back in the club, New City in Edmonton. The door girl, her name was Varden, and anyone that wanted to be part of the scene had to get past her. She was kind of the gatekeeper of everything. We're all in one sphere of her, so iVardensphere.
You have an actual reason.
There's an actual reason.
You just realised.
You ever heard this?
Yeah. I never heard the story.
Yeah. Sort of.
See, I know the story, but I've never actually met her, so...
Yeah. Nobody knows.
I guess I never was actually part of this scene. Slipped in the back door.
She created us.
Well, I approached her and asked her if I could use the name Varden, and she was like, okay, sure.
Well, she's got to approve of you now, right?
Bada bing, there we go.
All right, so your last album, Hesitation, so that did pretty well. Have you got anything new in the mix?
Always. Right now, he is hauling ass, finishing up his new ESA album.
ESA fucking
It's going to be very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
I heard it. It's all that.
Good tracks.
The rest of it's dog shit.
I'm working on This Mornomina album right now, so once I get that out of the way, then I can start looking at some new iVardensphere. Jan, what are you doing right now? Are you finishing a new Iszoloscope or what?
Nope.
No, I'm in between a bunch of things right now. Like I have.
What does that mean, Jan?
Between jobs?
I'm working. I make money.
Between a Scott and a
Scott in a hard place.
It's a very good question.
Yeah.
We're all actually wondering how's your record going, Scott.
Yeah.
How's Jairus doing? Is he working?
Yeah, I don't know where Jairus is right now. He's in Toronto.
So should we say that Jairus is like a fully fledged member of the songwriting?
Yes. Jairus from Adversary. You remember the band Adversary?
Call that guy out.
I've heard of
Yeah. So he's joined into the project now. We haven't actually done any stuff with him yet, but the plan is to wheel him into the production cycle. So, and that's a throwback because Jan, myself, and Jairus back in 2009 did a North American.
10 or 9? 9?
It's 2009.
Oh shit! God, 10 years.
Anyway, 10 years ago.
My
You
God.
look great, though.
Oh, thank you. That's you look pretty good yourself.
You don't look any more than 10 years older.
Cool. Thanks. You look good too.
Get it? Okay. I don't like where this is going. You guys might, but
Top tier something.
Top tier, whatever.
Upper crust right there. No.
I gotta step up my game.
Let's discuss this.
Hey, Hey, that's what happens when I touch the
Jesus Christ!
No! Stop it! It's off.
We were told to be subtle.
I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Getting
We're
back.
a super professional band, by the way.
Well, good for you.
None of us ever get drunk or act inappropriate.
So it says,
Well, you did say he was the penis, so at least you know.
that's right.
Well, the calf muscles are extremely wet right now, so...
So is between my legs.
Does it seem... Is this the most
Did you point the mic towards his
Maybe. Is that a problem? Are you judging me for my sexual liberation?
We call him the Obama cock.
Yeah. That's right. Listen.
All right.
Anyway.
Do you want to move back to a question and a half?
Yes.
Oh,
It's the leash, man.
if you think I'm cutting any of that, I am not.
Where were we?
Right, getting back on subject. So, with the new album, is it going to sound familiar to what people have already heard, or is it going to sound really different?
It's going to sound different. As I was talking with Jamie a little while ago, I want to shift gears a little bit for the next one. I want to take it more in a Mad Max Fury Road kind of soundtrack, just more primal drums, more soundscapes, more of that kind of stuff. And then to really still keep that kind of club vibe, we're going to sort of pick the best elements out of that and then work some strong club elements out of that. So you're going to end up with a very strong cinematic feel, and then the best parts of that will be some strong club stuff.
But the reason we've chosen to do that is the fact that I think iVadensphere has been kind of singled out because it has a very cinematic vibe already. And that's kind of one of our strengths.
Yeah, definitely playing the strengths.
Yeah, and then the club side is still one of our strengths. We have two strengths. So I think
little thunder, little lightning.
So I think some people are really into the cinematic stuff and the tribal stuff and the kind of soundscapey shit. I think a lot of people are into that.
I like that you called it shit.
It's all shit, dude. But I think a lot of people are also into the really clubby kind of very beat-driven stuff as well. So for us, we need to explore both avenues. Otherwise we'll go mad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. And speaking about the primal stuff, I mean, everyone knows you as sort of the primal drumming band. Is that a form of self-expression for you guys? And was that always the way you intended iVardensphere to be?
Well, the very first album, Scatterface, was just an experiment in trying to figure out how it's done. I never intended to release any of that as an actual album, and then a couple of the guys from Frontline Assembly crashed over at my place, and they ended up hearing some of the stuff and were like, tell you what, we can get this onto a label in Vancouver. So I was like, okay. So sent it out there. First album got released, and then it was after that I was like, okay, what direction do I actually want to take this band?
So there's a hiccup on you.
There's a hiccup on there. So I didn't know what direction I wanted the second album to go, and then I spent some time kind of toiling which way I wanted to go, and my roots come from a drumming background, so that was kind of a
what background?
no-brainer. What
background?
Mine, my drumming background. Drums. I played drums. I played drums in bands.
I thought you said a German background.
German. No.
Well, it is industrial.
No. Do I look German?
Yeah, I mean, you have that German emotional response.
I fly right here. Yeah.
2 seconds.
Don't cut
Are we
any of
good for
this.
time? Yeah? Okay. So...
You're going to cut that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to cut that.
You're going to cut that.
I'll cut the hiccup as well.
Don't tell the man how to do his job.
I don't get paid.
Well, okay, then just cut everything.
That's okay, neither do we. Fucking musician.
Yeah, okay. Right. And obviously being from Canada, tell me what the scene's like over there. Are there pretty good clubs? I mean, obviously Slimelight here in London is world famous. Have you got some pretty famous places over in Canada?
No.
That was the weirdest noise I've ever heard you make.
No.
That was a weird.
All right, no, I got a much better answer. No.
I've been to Canada, man. There's nothing going on. I took a long flight. There's nothing going on.
Canada's a beautiful country, but I mean,
There's
it's
nothing there.
there's
It's you.
for my thoughts on the subject are there really isn't that much of a difference between from city to city. From shut your fucking mouth. I find that a lot of the scenes are there's a lot of commonality between, scene to scene. Do you want me off my leash or not? Go. Just let me go. Run amok. No, it's pretty good no matter where you go. But I mean, obviously, a place like London is going to be more likely to have a place that's like a Slimelight, where you have a lot of different rooms and a lot of different events and a lot higher caliber of bands that come through on a more regular basis. But where I come from, which is Winnipeg in Canada, I mean, we got fucking nothing. We got like
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, the peg, Slurpee capital of the world. By the way, yeah, Winnipeggers consume more Slurpees per capita than anywhere else on the fucking planet for like 20 years in a row.
They don't know what a Slurpee is. They don't know what a Slurpee is.
Well, Slurpee, you learn, okay?
We call them slush puppies, though.
Slurpees.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we were like a real name.
I in Quebec also, man.
It's a very
What was the question?
bestiality thing to say.
I'm concerned about this interview.
Well,
What was the question?
it's good. So
Places in Canada.
yeah, place in Canada. I mean, I find it surprising.
Yeah, there is some really cool places in Canada. If you go,
Scott's Toilet.
Scott's Toilet is always busy.
Can we do an interview in there?
What's that?
Can we do an interview in that toilet?
Come on over. I see. If you're going to go coast to coast, you have, like in Vancouver, you have Club 23 West, which I've done a bunch of shows there. Great place.
Yeah.
It's run by a guy named Isaac. Super cool dude. Edmonton, you have...
Yeah, what was the club we played at like 2 years ago?
In Edmonton?
Pawn shop.
Yeah, it was great.
Pawn shop.
Edmonton was the Forge. Before that was Pawn Shop. And then it's Starlight Room.
Yeah, Starlight, it was great.
Yeah. So it was cool. And then in Calgary, you have...
It's a great venue, but it's not a goth
Dickens.
venue. It's not like
Yeah, it is,
typical.
yeah.
It's
No, it's a cool
just
venue.
bands in general,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing venue.
In Calgary, you have Dickens. That's where Terminus Festival is.
Yeah.
Then you have the Prairies, which is flyover country. Sorry, Chuck.
Hey, Slurpee capital of the fucking world.
So
man.
on your way between shows, you can get a Slurpee.
I played a show in Winnipeg one time in a place that was said to be haunted.
That was either the
Well, the
Pyramid
whole
or
state.
Tea
It was a
Machine.
hotel.
Oh, the hotel. That would have been
White bricks. Very boring.
Occidental, maybe.
Yes.
The Occidental,
What's the current?
or was it Tea Machine?
Welcome brief.
What's
Welcome brief. Come on.
What is the place in Toronto? The big club in Toronto. What's the place where people go?
Oh, it's closed now.
It's closed. Toronto's closed down. Montreal, home of the old Kinetic Festival. Where are they playing now?
Catacombs, but they're also closing at the end of the day.
So yeah,
Let's not talk about negative stuff and
Yeah, let's talk about
You can't download venues, so they're shutting down.
That's your.
I'll shut up now.
Just sound
I'm sorry.
I mean, I was going to say it's surprising because obviously you guys come from Canada as well, like Iszoloscope, right? And you've also got like Detroit Diesel as well from Canada. So, and I've seen quite a few good festivals. So I mean, have you guys played the festivals over there? Do you get the same sort of reception that you get in other countries in Canada?
Canada's always fun for me. It's like home turf. But coming over here, like London, is just like all of UK is just really awesome. It's one of my favorite places to play. Not only is it full of family, but I got like it's a really solid fan base out here. Like a lot of people just really seem to be digging what we're doing. So we end up coming
UK
out
has
this way.
been consistently one of the best sound fan bases for sure.
That club is.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, one of my friends, James, who's seen you before a few times, he gave you a Aztec Death Whistle, right, as a gift today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, did you get it to work in the end?
Now, I tried it a bunch of times. I'll have to like spend some hours practicing it. I will spend hours with that thing in my mouth.
I'm sure James will be glad to know
I said that with a straight face.
There was no innuendo meant there at all.
Yeah.
All right, and anything you'd like to say to your fans?
No. Well, thank you, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank all of you. Seriously, without fans. I mean, how do you not sound just
it's
completely
so cheesy.
We sound just like
We're
without you, we wouldn't be here. And
the best band in the universe.
After you finish brown tonguing, you can shower. It's fine.
it's true. In all honesty, anybody in the scene would still be a basement band. Most of us are still basement bands.
Jesus, he's adorable.
We have a Chuck.
Bye. I'm the anus.
So yeah, no, seriously, if it wasn't for fans pulling basement bands out of their basements, we wouldn't have any kind of scene whatsoever. So the fact that people actually come out right now, this thing is sold out. So
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And is there any life advice you've sort of learned? Any life lessons you've learned?
You want
through
life
iVadensphere?
advice from us?
Oh, don't.
Do not ask.
Oh wow!
Take the microphone away.
Oh man,
I've learned many things.
we
but
were
it's not
doing so
advice.
good.
Have you looked at us? Life advice?
Here's your life advice and the interview.
Keep it to industrial.
Oh, okay.
Drink.
Don't drink.
Do.
Bad Chuck. No.
Do really good sets.
Do really good sets. In all honesty, try not to emulate other people.
It's a great
Right.
answer.
Don't emulate other people. Like when I came up listening to this music, right? You always have those bands like, okay, that's kind of that band. They're of that thing. But the bands that I really gravitated to, like early on, Iszoloscope. He writes music. This man here, put your head out here. Look at that camera.
Iszoloscope, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy writes music like literally nobody. Nobody writes music like Jan. You can identify a Jan song from a mile away if you've never heard it. You're like, holy fuck, that's Jan. And nobody writes music like you, period.
True facts.
Right? So, and
Nobody wants to.
when I first started hearing this stuff,
I knew you'd say that. I knew it. It's pretty good.
I was drawn into him listening to sounds like Sea in the Silence, that album. It
Yeah.
fucking, that just,
Amazing.
it crawled up my spine and grabbed me by the lungs and just squeezed. And
What was?
Yeah.
I know. All right, well then, real quickly, whilst I have you here, can I ask that you play Stretched Into the Thereafter tonight? Because that's my favourite.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna. It's because it's kind of wet here, so I'm gonna sit down.
It's okay. It's all part of the
Sit down.
experience.
Sure, I'll play it. I'll do it. I'll do it. All right. More requests?
To be honest,
I have no idea what I'm gonna do now.
Have you got any more music in the work?
Not right now, actually. I'm really just. I'm in the part of my process right now. I call it dicking around,
This is what I do.
which is
process.
ow. It's too big, Scott. So, yeah. So, what are you doing? What? What are you doing?
I'm slightly concerned about my position in here.
Oh, hey, what's up? No,
You're gonna come home
He's the voyeur.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do right now. So I'm playing with my gear.
Much appreciated then.
You're a pro.
All right.
Jesus Christ!
To the question about like life advice and shit. No, I promise it's good.
Before it gets messy.
One thing that I did get a bit of advice from the band Incantation that I played with a long time ago. Oh my God. And the guy told me something that stuck with me. Two things. One, John McKenty told me, don't give a fuck. That's really what it comes down to. When you're playing this kind of music where you're not part of any kind of mainstream or anything like that, stop giving a fuck. You know, do what you want to do, and whether you think it's good is the most important element. And then Dee Snider also said that whether you're playing for 8 people or 8,000 people, if you leave the stage with anything left, you've cheated your audience.
all right, good advice. They asked for iVardensphere advice, and you spill off Dee Schneider.
Yeah, because fucking Twisted Sister is goddamn SMF, motherfuckers.
Anyway, before it gets messy.
I want to take 1 second and just introduce my band here. The band is playing with me. Oh, I have a Chuck in my building.
Please do so.
Over here we have Daniel. Daniel, stick your
Take
face
your
right
head
in the corner. That is Daniel.
He was there the whole time.
He's there the whole time hiding behind this thing. Daniel's playing hand drums. Over here we have the other Dan. He's playing some guitar. We have the Yan playing electronics. We have the Chuck. He hits stuff. We have the Jamie. He holds the microphone to his face. And I just stand back and go, all right, guys.
Look what I did.
do this thing, play it. No, I play drums too, so.
I mean, it's nice. You got iVardensphere, ESA, and Iszoloscope all in one room. I mean, what else can you ask for in a very tiny, messy shower?
Triple whammy right there.
Right. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and thank you ever so much for the interview. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks.